shout out to Chris. Chris has not been here this week. Chris is in Alaska. Don't y'all? I don't like him this week. He's in Alaska. I got here, I'm going to say 10 till 7, and I've been reading y'all's comments. I read about the cat bringing the bat, and then I saw Mary say something about when everybody goes quiet when you come into the room. And I was like, oh, Mary, I love you. I see you. And like, I've just been sitting here reading, and then I looked up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's time to go live. I was so into y'all's conversation that like I didn't even want to talk because I was listening to y'all. And normally Chris would redirect me and go, Judy, you have 30 seconds before you go live. So shout out to Chris. I hope you trip. I'm just kidding. He's in Alaska all week. He took his mother to Alaska. How sweet is that? Anyway, good morning. This morning, I kind of want to tell you all that happened yesterday, but then I was like, no, that's not what I was going live for. I'm going live because I'm going to talk about my journey with my weight and how it robs me of my joy, and I feel distracted. And many times, like, I'm the worst planner, like, because my brain doesn't work on a plan. Like, when someone wants to plan, like, a lunch date, my brain can't work on planning because, like, it just seems like always something happens, or I don't feel well or something, and I get all sidetracked. But I've tried to be more disciplined with myself when it comes to going live, because if y'all are going to take out the time of your day to wake up, to come here live, then I need to be planned. I don't need to just like wing it. I need to be planned. But some days I do feel led to lay what's on my heart versus the topic. But today I'm going to stay on schedule because a lot of people, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to do it. A lot of people have messaged me and said, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till you go live and talk about weight loss journey. And I think the reason people are so eager for me to talk to you about that is because majority of us suffer with body image. And that is not just for a woman. Men suffer too. I feel like women are more apt to struggle with body image because it's almost as if a man is accepted for being overweight. It's kind of like it doesn't really bother us women if a man is overweight, where if a woman is overweight, it's like it's totally different. I feel like, now you may not feel that way, but I feel like that. And so today I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to jump into it. I know it's strange that I'm about to fix my hair, but I'm about to fix my hair. I don't really know why, but I am. I've talked about this before, but I have a lot of new followers that follow me live. And so if you're a seasoned backup dancer or you're someone new, some of the stuff that I'm going to say is repeat, and some of it is some things that are fresh on my heart. I'm having a hot flash and I'm about to die, just to let you know. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I think my body image problem, let me say what my body image thing is about. I constantly judge myself. Like, and I don't know if you're like me, but like, as soon as a picture is taken of me, I'm looking for a double chin. I'm looking, do I look fat? Does my stomach look fat? My face look fat? Like I'm constantly critiquing myself when a picture is taken. And then what I do is I jump to, like, when in 2020 and 2021, I was very skinny. I weighed like 128 pounds. Today I weighed this morning, I weigh 153.2 to be exact. So when a picture is taken of me today, I have this app where I can put the pictures side by side. And so I run and get a picture of me in 2020 or 2021, and then I put the picture of me today, and then I proceed to cry. Maybe tears are not running down my face, but I'm crying on the inside. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, yeah, look how fat my face is. Look how skinny I was back then. Like, it's like a total comparison. And I am the type of dieter. There's all different types of people their diet. There's people that they complain, I can't lose weight. No matter what I do, I can't lose weight. I've tried every diet under the sun and I literally cannot lose weight. And then this is me. I can lose weight. I can lose weight quick. Like, if I really buckle down, I could lose 10 pounds in a week easily. I'm that person. That's not my losing weight is not my problem. It's gaining, it's not balance is my problem. I'm a yo-yo dieter, skinny fat, skinny fat. If you go back and look at pictures of me, it's like I fluctuate about 30 pounds all the time. And so when I talk about like weight, people look at me and they're like, I don't see what you see. You're not fat, Judy. And no, I'm not like morbidly obese. And it's not the outside of me that's the hugest problem. It's in here. It's it's my brain is jacked up when it comes to I'm trying to think of the word. It's my brain is jacked up when I look in the mirror. I see something different than what other people see. And a lot of people compare me to someone that's much larger than me, let's just say, and they're like, Judy, I would love to be your size. And I'm like, if they could only crack open this egghead of mine and see what goes on in my brain, you wouldn't say that. Because it is a battle inside my brain with the way I look and my weight. It is a daily battle. And a lot of people that do not fight what I fight, they don't understand what I'm going through. And if you cannot relate to me, if you're not a person that obsesses about your weight or obsesses about your body image, I need you to take this live And I need you to apply it to whatever you obsess in your brain with about yourself, or if there's something that, whatever you struggle with, I need you to take, when I talk about weight, I need you to replace it with what you obsess with. Like, what can you, no matter what you do, your brain obsesses about this part of you, whether it's, I don't know what it could be. We all obsess about something, and maybe we have obsessed about it since high school. And it, no matter how much therapy I go through, it doesn't go away. I have been, let me back up. Okay, where did this start? Well, when I dig deep, this thought that goes through my brain started way back. I've talked about this a little bit before, so if you've heard this before, just bear with me. But I was very athletic when I was young. I played softball. I was a cheerleader, and I was a cheerleader year round. I was a cheerleader for football. I was a cheerleader for basketball. I was in dance my whole life. And then later on in life, I became an aerobic instructor. I taught aerobics for 28 years. So I was always in what I call on stage, meaning when you're a cheerleader and you're out there performing, you're in this cute little cheerleader outfit and people have their eyes on you. It's like cheerleaders are on stage, because I'll tell you, when I go to a football game, I don't watch the football game. I'm watching the cheerleaders. I can't wait for the halftime performance. I can't wait for the dancers to get out there, because, like, that's why I go to a football game. I don't go to the football game to watch the football players. It's just, I enjoy, watching the cheerleaders. And when I was in dance, you have recitals, and in recitals, you wear these cute little, sequin outfits, to do your dance performance. So it's like your own stage, and am I going to drop my brush 100 times? So it's like your own stage, and you have a uniform on, and it's not something that covers you up. So I have the cheerleading where I don't cover up, because in cheerleading, now back when I was a cheerleader, we didn't wear midriff shirts and stuff like that. We did have short skirts, but I mean, it wasn't like it is today, but it was like you had to be, I can remember every year our outfits were handmade, and the little lady would come to measure us, and we were at the ballpark, and she would measure us like in the bathroom, because we'd have to take our clothes off to get measured. And she would usually take like 2 girls at a time. And I can remember like comparing my numbers to the girl that was in the bathroom with me. And if she was skinnier than me, I'd be like, oh God, I gotta lose weight. Or if I knew that we were fixing to get measured, I can remember like, oh, I need to like cut back, on eating, because we're fixing to get measured. It's like if you have to weigh in at the doctor, are you that person that takes off your shoes, takes off your jacket, puts your purse down, because you're like, I don't want to weigh a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go weigh at the doctor, like it's always more than what it says at home. And then you're like, that's not right. I weigh myself every day. Your scale is off. If you're that person, because I'm that person. I'm so that person. I will take my jewelry off. I will take everything off at the doctor's office, because I do not want to weigh a lot. And I when I became aerobic instructor, oh my gosh. When I was aerobic instructor, thongs were in. Yeah, that's what you wore. Like now you had on like biker shorts under the thong. So like you put on your biker shorts and then you wore like a thong leotard. Yeah, that's what was huge popular back when I was teaching aerobics. And so you know, it was all about you were on stage because you were up teaching and all these people were in your class or everybody in the gym could see you and nobody wants a fat aerobic instructor. You know, it's so my whole life it was like eyes were on me. And it's funny how now that I'm 54 and I'm a digital creator, an influencer, all eyes are on me. It's like I'm on stage again. Like when I go to the libraries, everybody's eyes are on me. I'm in the front telling the story. I'm in the front dancing. I'm in the front reading a book. It's like it's like it's never gone away. It's like I've always been in the front of a crowd. And so it puts I put pressure on myself to look a certain way. It's like when I became a farmer, you know, and when I first started doing farming, that's when I had lost a ton of weight. None of my clothes fit me. I go back and look at pictures of me doing a tour, and I'm in this huge t-shirt with shorts on, and my clothes are literally hanging off of me. And I can remember going, I'm not a cute farmer. I don't like this. Like, I've got to get like some clothes. And I can remember the first time that the first overalls that I got were what are they called? Liberty. I got Liberty overalls. Those did nothing for me. Like, they're just, you know how Liberty overalls are on the same as the guy as the girl. It's like they're not made for girls. They're made for, I don't know. I did not really like the Liberty overalls. Well, then when I saw the Duluth overalls and I got them in the mail and started wearing them, I'm like, this is it. Oh, how cute are these? So then I bought every color in the Duluth overalls. I think I have every color to this day. And so it's always been about body image, looks. It's always been that way. Always. Now, I'm not the person, like if you see some of my YouTube videos, I'm a slick back with Cynthia hair and have not zero makeup on. So it's like I know how to rough it. I know how to look like who to thunk it, but I also know how to fix up and try to be glamorous. It's like I'm the girl. I'm either look homeless or I look like, I don't know, like all fixed up. Like there's no in between. It's like either I look straight up Cynthia hair, like just rolled out of bed, like terrible, or I can fix up and look, dang, she looks totally different. I can remember, you know how, I don't know if you did this, but back in when I was a young girl, the thing to do was to go to Panama City when you were a kid during the summer. And every single guy and every single girl couldn't wait. You know, I don't know if it came from the movie Grease, but everyone wanted to meet someone at the beach. And so you would put on, I don't know, your bikini and you'd walk up and down the beach and then somebody would hit on you and then you'd meet up later. And I don't know, go to a Miracle Strip, which was the local roller coaster, park or whatever. And I can remember, like, because when you are walking the beach, you ain't got a lick of makeup on. Your hair's like in a ponytail, and you're walking down the beach with a bikini on or a bathing suit or whatever. Okay. And I can remember as a kid or a teenager, I can remember we would meet guys and they'd always like my friend first. I was never like the first pick ever. Why? I had red hair, I'm fair skinned, and I look like who'da thunk it with no makeup on because I have blonde eyelashes, I have blonde eyebrows, so I have no eyes. And so, like, I was never the first pick. My friend, the brunette or the blonde with dark eyelashes and body from Hades, like she would always, the guys would flock to my friend, not to me. And so I would always get the leftover. Say it. And so what would happen was, you meet them during the day and then you're like, okay, we'll meet y'all back here at 6 o'clock, back on the beach. Did y'all ever do this? Oh my gosh. So after we would lay out, or whatever, we would go in and get ready and meet them at dinner or meet them. You cruised up and down the strip. So we would either say, we're going to be in this car. And so when we would cruise up and down the strip, we would be looking for each other, right? Well, I would go back in and I would get ready. And when the guys would see me, they were like, you don't look the same. And I would be like, what do you mean? You look nothing like you look like during the day on the beach. And it was almost like I can remember certain times when I would get ready, it was like both guys would end up liking me because I would get ready. So it's like I would go from looking homeless to being a rock star. It's like there's no in between. I was that girl because I was a redhead. It's a wonder what makeup and a little bit of hairspray will do to you. So anyway, so like body image has always been a thing for me. And when I was a senior in high school, I've talked about this, but growing up, I was never fat. I was always a skinny girl. I mean, but I thought I can remember. I'm making a mess. I can remember in 8th grade getting measured for my uniform. We weighed, and I weighed 114 pounds. Okay. Well, I cheered for the 115-pound football team. They were by like 85, 65 pound, 85 pound, 95 pound, 115 pound. That's how they classified the teams. I don't know if they did that where you were, but that's how they did. They didn't do it by age. They did it by weight. So the football players, if they weighed more than 115 pounds before the football game, they weren't allowed to play football. So the boys that were close to 115 pounds, I am not joking. They would put on black trash bags and their uniforms, and they would have to get to the football field early and run and sweat so that they could meet the weigh-in. Well, can you imagine how that jacked up a guy? Because they were considered fat. So they would have to run like for 2 hours with trash bags on just to make the weigh in. I'm sure that janked them up mentally as a kid. I'm sure. But what would happen is they didn't want anybody playing that weighed 130 pounds and then go and hit somebody that weighed 95. It could cause, I'm sure, trauma, an accident. So everyone had to weigh 115 or lower. If you weighed 116, you were not allowed to play football. Okay? I told you, I weighed 114. Okay? So for me, that janked me up because I weighed what the boys weighed. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember going, I'm so fat. And I wasn't fat. I go back and look at pictures and I'm like, God, how skinny as ever. But when you compare yourself to guys and you weigh as much as your boyfriend, or, you're like, you're janked up. And so I can remember, that screwing with my head. And it's never left me. I'm 54 years old and I still do it. And I think when that happens, ding, 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 you need help, right? Like when something obsesses in your head and you're like, this is not good. This is not good at all. So that's where the yo-yo diet kind of came from, is my past. And like I said, that was in 8th grade. I don't remember. Now, I was in dance when I was young, but I don't remember obsessing about like putting on a dance outfit for recital. I don't remember any of that. It really started because I didn't really get my first boyfriend until I was in 8th grade. So I think it started in 8th grade. I don't think it happened when I was younger. But I can remember my mother was always heavy set. Always. Even like when she was in high school, her senior picture, like she was heavy set. And she did not want that for me. She didn't want me to struggle like she struggled, because I can remember her saying, Judy, boys don't like fat girls. Don't be like me. They don't like fat girls. And I can remember like her saying to me, don't put so much ketchup on your French fries, Judy. That's got a lot of sugar in it. You're going to gain weight. I remember my mom saying that to me. I don't think she said it because my mom was mean or my mom didn't care or anything like that. I think my mom said it because she thought she was helping me. But instead of it helping me, it janked me up. So if your mom or your dad or your grandmother or somebody said something about you being fat, or you need to lose weight, or boys don't like girls that are fat, if you really go back and think, why did they say that to me? I was a kid. That was so mean. But if you get in their shoes and go, why did my mom keep saying that to me? I mean, dang, she janked me up. If you got in your mom's shoes to figure out why she said that to you, break it down. Chances are she thought she was doing the right thing. But instead, it damaged you. And my mom's comment to me all the time was damaging me tremendously. I, at a young age, I was in my 20s. My mother was sick from the time I was a senior in high school until the time she died. My mom had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and she was in and out of the hospital my senior year fighting for her life. And a lot of it had to do with her diet. Because when you are a diabetic, a diabetes is controllable usually by diet. And so my whole life, I watched my mom couldn't control, like I can remember, I can see her to this day. My mom was married to Larry. I never lived long with Larry and my mother because I was grown, okay? But I remember there was a short period where I lived with my mom and Larry. And I remember in the middle of the night, my brother, Greg, called my mom. My mom had brought in chocolate covered cherries. And my brother busted my mother. My mother had hid the chocolate covered cherries. She got up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when she thought everyone was asleep, went and got the chocolate covered cherries out of the hiding place and was sitting there gorging herself eating them. And my brother wasn't asleep. And he heard my mom get up and he walked into the living room. And I remember he was so mad at her because her diabetes was like 500. Okay. It wasn't like she had a little bit of blood sugar problem. My mom was severe diabetic. And so I can remember being woken up by my brother yelling at my mom for eating chocolate covered cherries, but that's how she was. She was obsessed with eating like sweets. She was the type that she couldn't control herself. And I can remember her trying to diet. And she was young, I was young when the doctors would say, Jane, you have got to lose weight. And I remember she went on this ketosis diet where she could only have lettuce and green beans and chicken. And like, it is just, so I think when it comes to weight loss, if you're like me, and you obsess about weight, you've got to break it down. You got to go way back. Like, when did this first start? And you have to really think, because like me remembering my brother catching my mom eating chocolate covered cherries, that just came to me. You've got to really go back and go, where did this obsession come from? Why don't I have the willpower to lose weight? Why can't I do it? What is wrong with me? You got to dig. That's how you don't start by a diet. You got to go dig to figure out what the heck is wrong with you and where all this came from. Like, where did the weight gain came from? Like, I can remember, I've talked about this before, but my senior year in high school, I was on the dance line. My senior year in high school is when I started packing on the pounds. Okay. I really started gaining a lot of weight. And you know how sometimes, like, you don't wear your blue jeans, you wear like elastic pants because they're comfortable and you don't really realize that you're gaining weight? Like these overalls, they don't, they're loose in the waist. So I don't always notice that I'm gaining weight because I wear overalls, but you go put on your blue jeans and you're like, oh, oh, Lord, these things are so tight. I must have gained weight, but you don't realize it because you wear leggings or things like that. You don't always realize that that you're gaining weight. Well, that's how I was my senior year in high school. I did not realize I was gaining a lot of weight until, okay, football season was over. So pep rally uniforms were gone. Sequin outfits during halftime, I was not wearing those. So I wasn't realizing that I was gaining a lot of weight. Well, we go to Tuscaloosa as a team to compete at competition. It was a dance competition. Okay. My mother's sister, my Aunt Helen, came to watch me perform. She has never seen me perform because she lived out of state. She drove all the way from Texas down to Tuscaloosa to watch me perform in this competition. I was so excited because I was Aunt Helen's baby. Okay. I was the only girl. I was the only niece. I was rotten. Okay. And so I went to competition and I go to put on my outfit. My outfit will not fit me. Talking about janking you up. Okay, I did not know that was going to happen. And when your blue jeans don't fit, you know how you say, oh, the washing machine must have shrank my pants? You know what I'm talking? I shouldn't have dried these. They're too tight. You know what I'm talking about? I know you've all done it. Okay. I was sitting there thinking, I was by myself. Okay. I was in the bathroom or something putting on my uniform and it wouldn't fit. And I was like, this is not my uniform. My uniform has gotten switched with someone. This is not my, and I can remember coming out of the bathroom going, somebody's got my uniform. This is not mine. It does not fit. Like I was convinced that it was not my uniform. And it was my uniform. And I remember walking back to the bathroom, sitting in the bathroom, bawling my eyes out. What am I going to do? My uniform doesn't fit. I have to be at this competition. I was head valorette. I was head over the team. So when they announced us, for competition, when they announced us at halftime, they would say, and the 1989 Valorettes, head Valorette, Judy Wanniker, co-head, da-da-da. Like they announced my name every time we performed at competition. This is the 1989 Huffman Valorettes, head Valorette, Judy Wanniker. I'm sitting in the bathroom and my uniform does not fit me. My mother does not know. My aunt does not know. I'm in the bathroom bawling my eyes out, going, what am I going to do? I remember calling my mother into the bathroom, and I'm like, Mother, my uniform does not fit. My mother was mortified because my Aunt Helen was there. It was bad. I remember my mom taking me to the bedroom by myself. This is funny now, but it was not funny at the time. But you know those days where you had to lay on the bed and go, "Ugh," to zip your pants? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. That's what I had to do. Okay, it was a zipper, the uniform. I had to lay on the bed. My mother is on my back because the zipper was in the back. She is on my back. Suck in, Judy. And I'm like, ugh. And she's trying to zip up my uniform. And we're like, dear Jesus, do not let this zipper break. Okay. She ended up getting my uniform zipped up. All right. But when I tell you, I couldn't breathe. I could not, like, it was the tightest thing I have ever. So then you got a little bit of a belly on and you had this skin tight outfit on that you can't breathe in, and you're trying to dance in like our dance performances. We had to go to the ground, we had to come up, we had to do the splits, all this stuff. And I'm in this uniform that's so tight, I can't breathe. And okay, you can imagine being me. I'm already janked up because my outfit doesn't fit. Okay, now that it's skin tight, I'm in front of these judges and I'm scared to death I'm going to bust the zipper. Can you imagine what I felt like as a senior in high school? When I tell you I was janked up, I was so janked up. It proceeded with me coming home. And this particular night, I was home alone. My oldest brother and my youngest brother were spending the night with friends, and my mother had to work all night. I came home. I wrote my mother a suicide note. It was awful. I wrote her a suicide note, and I told her I was tired of being fat. And I proceeded to overdose on extra strength Tylenol. And my mother had gone to Sam's. And when you go to Sam's Wholesale, if you don't know, that's a wholesaler where you can buy things in bulk. And everything is huge. Okay. So like the bottle of Tylenol was like, let's just say, I don't know how many. Let's say there's 5,000 Tylenol capsules in the Tylenol thing. I took every one of them. Wrote my mom the suicide letter, and I laid it on her bed. I took all the pills, and I went and got in the bed. And I cried myself to sleep. Next thing I know, I'm in the hospital with a tube down my throat, and my parents standing over me going, "What is wrong with you? Why did you do this?" And of course, I can't talk. I have a tube down my throat. And I remember my parents were letting my friends come in ICU to see me. And one by one, my friends are coming in bawling their eyes out, and I'm laying in ICU with a tube down my throat, can't talk. And I was so embarrassed. So embarrassed. So, needless to say, after I got better physically and I was able to get off the, I don't know what you call that, ventilator, whatever. I don't think it's called a ventilator. I don't know what it's called. But when I got out, Guess where they sent me? Straight to the psych ward. Straight to the psych ward. And when you go to the psych ward, the first thing they do is strip you down. You have to be stripped down. And when I tell you they check you, you have to bend over, spread your butt cheeks. They look everywhere for anything that would cause you to kill yourself. Drugs, whatever. So I remember being stripped down, and I had never gone through this. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I remember them taking me to my room. And I'm in a padded down room with the double pane windows so you can't jump out the window. And I'm laying in the room going, what have I done? Oh my God, this is scary. I don't want to stay in here. But I was in this lockdown unit with the doors locked with other people just like me. Talking about being scared to death. I was scared to death. And I remember one time, okay, another thing they do when you're in the psych ward is the nurses come in. I don't know. I'm just going to say a number every 2 hours to check on you. So all night long, someone walks in your room. I remember one night in the middle of the night, there was a lot of commotion going on in the room next door. And I did not know what was going on. But there was a loud bang. And all the nurses were running. And I'm laying in the bed, scared to death, don't know what's going on. There was this girl that was next to me trying to jump out the window. Well, she had to get stitches. And the next morning, we have to go to group therapy. And I'm thinking, I do not belong here. Oh my gosh, there is this psycho girl over here trying to jump out the window. And I can remember calling my parents going, get me out of here. I am scared to death. My parents wouldn't come get me. So the next thing I do is call my grandfather. And I'm like, Papa, come get me. Nobody would come get me. It was horrible. So I ended up graduating high school because I had to go to school in the hospital. They had, like, in the mornings we went to school, and my school would send my work to the hospital, and I'd have to do work in the hospital. So basically, I spent my senior year, I can't remember how long I was in there, a couple of months, I think I was in the hospital, and it was awful. I never did that since, just to let you know. I guess I learned my lesson. So I have a long history of janked upness. Is that even a word? Janked upness? I don't know. Of weight, body image. It is a daily walk with me. When in 2000, I believe it was 2013, I had gone to the doctor because I had severe depression, and the doctor put me on a medication, and she said, you need to make sure you eat with this. Well, no, she didn't say that. On the bottle, must take with food. You know what I'm talking about? Like an antibiotic will say take with food. Okay, it said take with food. Okay. Oftentimes, I would, go through these periods where I would wanna lose weight, and I would just quit eating. When I tell you I quit eating, I would eat, like, 1 saltine cracker a day for weeks, okay? It was terrible, and I would drop a ton of weight. I did it all the time. And then as soon as I went back to eating, I would go back to my weight, and then I would go back to not eating a bite and eat a saltine cracker all day long. Well, the bottle said, you know, eat, take with food. Well, I was in my starvation when all this happened. So I was eating 1 saltine cracker a day, taking this medication. I'm not going to go in all the details about it, but we were in a car accident, me and my kids. My son had broken his back. He broke a bunch of stuff. So basically, he's in this body cast. Okay. So we had to move his bedroom downstairs in our basement because he couldn't get up to he lived at the top of the house, so he couldn't get up there. So we moved his bedroom down in the basement, and I was staying with him down in the basement when all this was happening. Okay, so my son's in a body cast. Okay, and he can't go to school. I mean, he's in a wheelchair. Okay, so the school was sending a teacher to our house every day to do school with my son. Well, I'm down there with my son staying because he's in a body cast, right? And the next thing I know, uh, I'm having seizures. This is when my Facebook had just like come out, kind of. My son is posting on his Facebook page, please help. He's in a body cast. Okay. Please help me. My mom is having a seizure. My aunt sees the post. I think she called 911. They come to the house. I'm flipping like a fish. Go to the ER. They can't figure out what's wrong with me. They send me home. I have another seizure. They take me back to the ER. This went on for like a week. I'm not eating at all. I can't even swallow. My legs are black. I no longer can walk. Well, they thought I had brain problems from the car accident. To make a long story short, I was septic. Next thing I know, I wake up. I don't know what's going on. I wake up. I'm in the hospital on dialysis. Yeah. When my kid needed me the worst. But did I think in a million years that I would go septic from not eating with this medication? No. I wasn't trying to kill myself. I was just starving myself like I normally do. I didn't know. I got septic and I was on dialysis. So where did they send me when I got off dialysis? To the psych ward. They were like, Judy, did you try to kill yourself? I'm like, no. And then that was the first day that I had to admit that I had an eating disorder. My secret had to come out because I would not tell anybody. I would just, for my family, I would just say, I'm not hungry or I'm going for a walk. Y'all go ahead and eat dinner. I'm going for a walk. I hid it. To be honest with you, I did not think it was a problem because Why me not eating, why is that a problem to y'all? Why do y'all care? I'm not hurting y'all. It's not like I'm, on drugs or something. Like, in my head, I was like, it's just affecting me. It's not affecting them until I'm flopping like a fish in front of my kid that's in a body cast and he can't help me. Then it becomes his problem. But I never thought that my secret would affect my family. And then when I find myself in the hospital on dialysis and then they slap me in a psych ward, is the minute I realized that this eating disorder has affected my family. But did I think that going into it? No. Nobody that just has a jacked up mind about their body image, we think the battle's in our head. We're not affecting our family. But I will tell you, and I have that sheet of paper to this day. It's in I have a little box that I kept all my kids' schoolwork in that I wanted to keep. And when my son was in school, they did a Mother's Day, um, like, asking questions about your mother. And they asked Corbin when he was in, I don't know, he's probably in first grade. They said, "What would you say to your mom to make her happy?" I'm sure the other kids were like, "You're beautiful. You're such a good mom." Do you know what my kids my kids said? I would tell her she's skinny. Yeah. So this secret that I'm living with that I think nobody knows, obviously my kids know that I'm obsessed with being skinny because I say it. Maybe I'm so fat. I mean, I must have said that a lot, or I'm going on a diet like nonstop. Obviously, my 7-year-old kid that's in first grade thinks if he tells me he's skinny, that it'll make me happy. Ding, 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 ding. You think that your secret of an eating disorder or jacked up body image, you're just when you sit there and go, I am so fat. Oh my gosh, I am so, you think that's not affecting your children or your husband or your family, because saying you're fat is like, you don't think nothing of it. You think it in your head, so you're saying it out loud. But it is. Having an obsession about something like your weight, addiction, alcoholism, something, whatever you think that they don't know. They know. It's affecting your whole family. When you're living in the closet with something and you think nobody knows, they may not know what you're doing, but it's affecting your family. If you're a grandmother, and you're like me, and you obsess about your weight, and you say out loud negative talk about yourself, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, those grandkids are listening. And if it's Grandparents' Day and your grandkids are like, what can you say to your grandmother to make her happy? Oh, she's skinny. I tell her she's skinny. It's a slap in the face. Does that stop the obsession in my head? Does suicide dialysis, my kids saying that. Does that stop this? No, it's still there. It stopped me starving myself. I will tell you that. I've never starved myself again because I'm scared to death of going septic. I mean, what if I'd have died, left my kids behind from a stupid eating disorder? That could have happened. And it hit home, and I told myself, as soon as I got out of the hospital, I said, I will never do that again. And I haven't. But it hasn't stopped my brain from going to a bad place. It stopped me from physically reacting on it. I don't starve myself anymore, but it hasn't stopped the chaos that's in this brain of mine. It's a daily walk with me. I have to make a daily decision to make good decisions. I know that if I put on a lot of weight, I know where I'm going, a bad place. I'm going to self-destruction. If I don't eat enough, I know that's going to jank me up. I'm going to go to a bad place. I'm going to get obsessed with not eating again. So it's a daily walk with me. Do I tell myself I'm not fat? I still do. And I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed that I have self-destruction in my head. Because it makes me sad. It makes me sad. It makes me feel lonely. It reminds me of my past. I know this video is a little bit long. I'm sorry. I have a lot to say. I'm almost done, but I can't find my mascara. Oh, there it is. I'm almost done. I'm wrapping things up. I wish I could tell you the right answer to save your life. I wish I could say, I did this and it changed my life. But unfortunately, I don't have the answer. But I know who does. I do. I know who does. It's you and God. God created your brain. He created you in His image. He knows how your brain functions. It's a daily walk with Him, just like it's a daily walk with you. I don't normally really talk about religion a lot, just because I accept everyone for what you believe. I don't try to change you. I just know for myself that once I started realizing why I have what I have, it's not because I'm this great person. It's not because I work so hard, or I have nothing to do with. I am disciplined where I listen to God, but to me, it's I don't throw religion because I don't expect you to believe like me. I don't. I don't. But I will tell you that the moment I realized why I have what I have and why I'm here was the moment I could lean on someone that understood me, because he knows my brain. But it is a daily walk with me with weight and body image. And what I've realized, to be honest with you, is it really has nothing to do with weight. Because when I get 128, I'm still jacked up in my head about my weight. It doesn't go away. It really has nothing to do with how big or small I am. It's how I feel. It's this that's messed up. It's not this that's messed up. This can get to 128 and then I'm still in a bad place. It's my brain that needs to be well. It's what we tell ourselves. And sometimes, oh Lord, sometimes we need to be reminded of that. We do. Thank you for being here today. In life, we have choices. That's one thing that's wonderful about what God gives us, is he gives us a choice. And our choices is up to us. We control our choices. If you really want something, you can make it happen. Because you have a choice. You have a choice what goes into your mouth. No one's forcing food in your mouth. No one's forcing negative thoughts into your brain. It's yourself. You control your thoughts in your head. It takes 21 days to make a habit. If you take negative self-talk and every time that thought comes into your head, I'm fat, or whatever thought comes in your head, if you immediately replace it with something positive, like, oh my God, Judy, I'm fat, but I sure do love those blue eyes. Oh my God, I'm so fat. Oh, your hair looks good today. Oh my gosh, I'm fat. Hey, the group home's coming today and you get to have a good time. If you continue to change within 21 days of you talking positive talk to your head instead of negative talk, it becomes a habit. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. You have choices. You can sit it out and continue to let the negative talk in your head consume you and rob you of your joy. I'm guilty of it. Or you can dance. Dancing is making a difference. Not only in someone else's life, but your own life. You are important. You are here for a reason. Find your purpose. Instead of sitting it out, go make a difference in your own life and someone else's, and you'll be amazed at the change that you make and the way you feel about yourself. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Sorry I was long-winded. I was the preacher today. Got my preaching stick out. I should have brought it out. I love you guys, and my video will come out Thursday. So enjoy. Bye.